This lesson is about multiplying and factoring. We started this lesson by multiplying a monomial, like 3, times a binomial, like 2x minus 1. The way you've seen this before is you've used the distributive property, and you've multiplied 3 times 2x to get 6x, and 3 times minus 1 to get minus 3. And then we see that those aren't like terms, and so that's our final answer. We've also looked at multiplying a monomial, maybe like 2x times negative 5x plus 4. The idea here is the same. We do 2x times negative 5x and 2x times 4. So 2x times negative 5x is negative 10x squared, and 2x times plus 4 is a plus 8x. This is called multiplying. What we're doing here, when we distribute like that, we're multiplying. Then what we learned was how to factor. So when we're factoring, we're undoing that multiplication. It's like going from this answer back to the problem. So if we have something like 12x minus 8, and we know that it's something times something else, we're going to look for the greatest common factor for 12x and 8. And the greatest thing they have in common is 4. And so we say 4 times what binomial would give us 12x minus 8. So 4 times 3x would give us 12x, and 4 times minus 2 would give us the minus 8. So this is the factored version. So when we're putting them together, we're multiplying, but when we're pulling them back apart, we're factoring. When you're factoring, it's as if you are dividing by that common factor. That's how we get that part that's inside. Okay, let's look at another one. Say we have 16x to the third minus 8x squared. So now I'm looking for what do these two have in common. The 16 and the 8 have an 8 in common. The x cubed and the x squared have an x squared in common. You want to go with the greatest common factor, so we don't want to just pull out an x because they both have an x squared. Then we're looking for would 8x squared multiply times to give us what we started with. So 8 times 2 would give us the 16, and x squared times x would give us the x cubed. Minus, well, 8x squared times what is going to give us 8x squared? Times 1. So there's our final answer. This type of factoring is called factoring out the GCF, the greatest common factor. This is actually the first step of all of the factoring that we're going to do.